Mario had always been fascinated by the ancient civilizations that once thrived on the Nazca Plateau. He spent most of his life exploring the harsh terrain, searching for remnants of these long-gone societies. He was determined to uncover their secrets and unravel the mysteries that surrounded them. One day, while exploring a remote part of the plateau, Mario stumbled upon a hidden cave. He could tell immediately that it was something special. It was unlike any of the other caves he had explored before. There was a sense of reverence and solemnity in the air that he couldn't explain. As he entered the cave, he saw two sarcophagi. One of them was empty, but the other was filled with a treasure trove of artifacts and mummies. Mario's heart raced as he realized the significance of what he had found. This was a tomb, and it was filled with the remains of an ancient civilization. The largest mummy in the sarcophagus was unlike any he had seen before. It was much larger than the others, and it was covered in a strange white powder. Mario's mind raced with possibilities. Who were these people? Where did they come from? And what was the meaning of the powder? He knew he had to keep this discovery secret. He didn't trust the government or the scientific community to handle this delicately. They would swoop in, take over, and destroy everything he had found. He had to keep this a secret and find a way to explore the tunnels that he had discovered. Mario spent the next few months meticulously exploring the tunnels. He discovered an entire underground city that was inhabited by a civilization that he had never seen before. The city was massive, with towering structures that seemed to stretch up into the ceiling of the caves. There were streets, markets, and homes, all perfectly preserved. As he explored the city, he discovered more mummies and artifacts. He was amazed at the level of detail and sophistication that the civilization had achieved. They had technology and knowledge that was far beyond anything he had ever seen before. Mario was in awe of what he had discovered, but he knew that he had to keep it a secret. He continued to explore the city, carefully documenting everything he found. He took thousands of photos, recorded videos, and took detailed notes. He knew that one day, the world would know about this incredible discovery. However, keeping this secret was not easy. The longer he explored the city, the more he realized that he was not alone. There were others there, watching him, following him, and keeping an eye on him. They were a shadowy group, and he couldn't tell if they were part of the government or something else entirely. Mario was on edge every moment of every day. He didn't know who to trust, and he was constantly looking over his shoulder. He knew that he had to be careful, or his discovery and his life could be in danger. As the months went by, Mario realized that he had to leave the city. He had explored as much as he could, and he had gathered enough evidence to prove the existence of this ancient civilization. He knew that he had to get this information out to the world, no matter the cost. He spent the next few weeks planning his escape. He knew that he had to be careful not to be followed or tracked. He had to get out of the city, back to civilization, and then find a way to get the information out to the world. Finally, the day of his escape arrived. He packed up his belongings, took one last look at the city, and set out on foot. He walked for miles, taking back roads and avoiding the main highways. He didn't stop until he was far from the city, and he knew that he was safe. As soon as Mario reached civilization, he knew that he had to find a way to get the information out to the world. He contacted a few trusted journalists, but none of them seemed interested in his story. He was frustrated and discouraged, but he refused to give up. Finally, he was introduced to a Mexican journalist named Jaime Maussan. Maussan was fascinated by Mario's story and immediately agreed to meet with him. They met in a secluded location, and Mario showed Maussan some of the photos and videos that he had taken of the underground city. Maussan was astounded. He had never seen anything like it before. He knew that this was a story that the world needed to hear. They spent hours talking, and Maussan promised to help Mario get the information out to the world. Over the next few weeks, Mario and Maussan worked together to create a plan. They decided to release some of the photos to the public, but they would keep the location of the cave and the underground city a secret. They knew that if the government found out, they would try to shut down the story and destroy any evidence. On November 16, 2018, they released some of the photos to the world. The images showed mummified bodies of creatures that resembled aliens, along with the artifacts and mummies that Mario had discovered in the tomb. The story quickly went viral, and people around the world were fascinated by this incredible discovery. However, not everyone was convinced. Some people claimed that the photos were fake or that Mario had created the story as a hoax. Mario was devastated. He had risked everything to get this information out to the world, and now people were questioning his credibility. But then, something amazing happened. A group of scientists from around the world contacted Mario, wanting to study the photos and videos. They were fascinated by what they saw and wanted to learn more about this ancient civilization. Over the next few months, the scientists worked together to analyze the evidence that Mario had provided. They found that the artifacts and mummies were authentic and that they belonged to an ancient civilization that had been living on the Nazca Plateau for thousands of years. The discovery of the mummies and the underground city had changed everything. It had opened up a new chapter in the history of the Nazca Plateau and had given us a glimpse into a civilization that we had never known existed. Mario had risked everything to make this discovery, and now his name would be forever associated with one of the most incredible archaeological finds of all time. He had shown us that the world still had many secrets waiting to be uncovered, and that we needed to keep exploring and searching if we were ever going to uncover them all. As long as we keep searching and exploring, we will continue to uncover incredible secrets about our past and our world. The discovery of the Nazca mummies and the underground city is just the beginning, and who knows what other incredible discoveries are waiting to be made. We must keep pushing the boundaries of what we know and what we think is possible, because that is how we will uncover the truth and unlock the secrets of our past.